This is an adult channel. Do you remember that scene in Fight Club where Jack and Tyler are talking in the bathroom and they're talking about their dads, where their dads, everything was going okay, and then their dads just leave. Their dads abandon them and go start a new family somewhere else. That's kind of that's how I feel about Paramount or CBS or Viacom, whatever it's called, and J. Michael Straczynski, the guy that created Babylon 5. You see, I was going to make a video. I haven't made a video in a long time about pop culture and our favorite franchises, but I was going to make a video about how good season 3 of Picard is. I watched episode 7 yesterday, and I mean it's a good Star Trek TV series. It's not the best, but it's Star Trek. It kind of adheres to the canon and the rules that were set up decades ago, and it respects all the lore. I mean, it's really good. I'm really happy with it. But then today, I find out about Paramount's decided to greenlight Starfleet Academy. And the people that are going to be running it is Kurtzman and some other woman. And it's just, I was so happy with Picard season 3 that I was going to ignore all of the other Picard seasons. I watched Picard season 1. It was nonsense. Season 2 I didn't even watch. I was going to wait until other people watched it, and I heard the first episode was good, but then it got it back into its old nonsense. Picard season 3, I'm not watching it, and people were coming out saying, "Oh, it's good, and some people that I was surprised said it was good. So I watched the first episode for free on Prime, and it was pretty good. So I went ahead and subscribed to Paramount Plus because I wanted to support good Star Trek. I haven't watched Strange New World because that Enterprise on Strange New World, Pike's Enterprise, is a beautiful ship, but it's not the ship that Kirk inherits. But I thought, well, I hear it's kind of good. I could watch it and just pretend it's a different timeline. Prodigy, I actually watched a couple episodes in, and it's not too bad. But this news today about Starfleet Academy, Starfleet Academy, I heard about that back in the 90s, and they were playing around with bringing back the characters of the original series. It wouldn't have been the original actors; it would have been a recast. And I thought that was a horrible idea back then, and I still think it's a horrible idea. And I'm wondering if this new show is going to be that, because Kurtzman has this habit of plagiarizing. He him and his team have plagiarized a lot from video games, several video games, to plot synopsis. They've plagiarized so much, and I'm wondering, are they plagiarizing this old idea of Starfleet Academy? And I thought, that's just a horrible idea. I was so happy with Star Trek Picard season 3, and my Paramount Plus, I got the $5 when it's $5 a month. Yes, you still have commercials, which is kind of reminiscent of when I used to watch Star Trek: The Next Generation and Voyager and Deep Space Nine. There would be commercials every 15 minutes. So I don't mind that. It's actually, in a weird way, kind of nostalgic. But why in the hell would Paramount, CBS, Viacom, whatever it is, continue this relationship with Kurtzman when it's so unpopular? I got on social media, Facebook page, and there's a lot of simps on there saying, "Oh my God, Starfleet Academy sounds great," and I'm thinking, have you thought this through? I don't know how Discovery made it 5 seasons. I watched the first 2 episodes, and I said, I'm out. I mean, Starfleet officers go through rigorous mental and physical training because they're going to be Space Navy astronauts. And I'm not talking about just regular space travelers. They are Space Navy astronauts, officers. And we see them on the bridge, and they act like they're in high school. It's just ridiculous. I mean, there's some camaraderie, sure. We saw that in the Next Generation. And I'm sure in real life, Navy ships on the water, there is some camaraderie. But come on, they're astronauts in space. It's just ridiculous how they portray Starfleet officers. So, Starfleet Academy, are they going to show their rigorous mental and physical training? It's just a horrible idea. It's a horrible idea. And I mentioned J. Michael Straczynski because I fell in love with Babylon 5 back in the 90s. It's still one of my favorite franchises, and he wants to reboot it. From the ground up, he wants to reboot Babylon 5. I'm all for a new story in the Babylon 5 universe, but why reboot it? Sheridan, his death was poignant. Let him find some peace beyond the rim. But no, why? This is why I bring up that comparison with that scene in Fight Club. It was Paramount and J. Michael Straczynski are bad dads. They abandon us fans that have been around in favor of new fans. They are abandoning us and picking up and going somewhere else for a new family. Our replacements. And I don't know why they don't cater to the old fans too, like Picard season 3. It's a win-win scenario. It's the best of both worlds, to use a title from Star Trek The Next Generation. So I don't know why. I don't know what they're thinking. I mean, their logarithms or whatever they use, the data, for whatever age bracket that they're looking for. You really think that those young people are worried about the lore? You can have respectful lore and to the canon and have a pew pew shoot 'em up. You can do that. Picard season 3 proves that. So anyway, if you want to see good Star Trek, go watch Star Trek Picard season 3, okay? But I can't trust Kurtzman. I can't trust him. I mean, I like some of his earlier work, like on Fringe and stuff like that, but he doesn't know how to handle an established franchise. He needs to go start his own franchise of generic sci-fi or whatever, instead of riding the coattails of other creators that have been around for decades that made something that we all grew to care for, and then they come in and say, they pull the rug out from underneath you and says, bye-bye, old fans. We're going to go make new fans over here in this next town, like a bad dad. Anyway, thanks for watching. And I didn't want this to be a downer. I was going to make a video about Picard season 3, but now with this news about Starfleet Academy, it's just, it's a mess. It's a mess.